Minha gente amiga do esporte, alô, minha gente amiga do esporte, casa bonita para vocês, não é verdade? Olha, eu estou aqui junto com toda a nossa equipe para mostrar a você que você tem um novo canal do esporte, ESPORTE.net no YouTube. Olha só, clica aí, tá vendo esse link aí que apareceu para você? Você clica nesse link, entra na nossa página e se inscreve. Você tem que se inscrever lá. Se inscreve para que você possa ter aí acesso aos principais vídeos do esporte amador, o nosso comentário diário na marca do pênalti, o comentário do Jair Oliveira, a participação de várias imagens e também vídeos dos principais fatos do mundo do esporte, não somente em Vitória, mas em todo o estado do Espírito Santo. Então olha só, viu o link aí, tá vendo? Clica em cima dele, vai aparecer o ESPORTE.net, você vai lá, tem acesso e se inscreve. Tem que se inscrever. Se inscreveu lá, você vai ter o acesso imediato a tudo que acontece no mundo do esporte. É uma nova ferramenta para você, é um novo canal do esporte para divulgar as coisas do estado do Espírito Santo. Não se esqueçam, a sua inscrição é de suma importância para que a gente possa estar sempre junto, colocando e divulgando as coisas do esporte do Espírito Santo. O link está aí, clicou, abriu, se inscreveu, estamos juntos para sempre. ESPORTE.net, também no YouTube, com a nossa casa para vocês, à sua inteira disposição.
Hold on.
Hold on.
You are not alone.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Our first competition between paralyzed ex-servicemen, 16 only, on the 29th of July 1948.
30 years ago, the Paralympic movement looked very different. Everybody thought it was mad to start a games for people with a disability. There was barely anybody in the stands. Mostly in the earlier days, you used to have to be carried on and off coaches in order to get to the venues. We had no speciality equipment. In those days, you used your everyday wheelchair, not what you'd call a racing machine. The first games were primarily European. There were only a few countries involved. At the start, the public thought that the Paralympics was just about participation. I guess people thought that it wouldn't be very exciting to watch.
Oh, that's an amazing shot! Absolutely superb.
No one really knew who we were.
We're starting to see new faces become heroes overnight.
People had a very negative perception of disability.
We will never think of sport the same way, and we will never think of disability the same way.
People thought it would never take off.
More participants, more sports, the movement is very strong.
When you look how far we've come in the last 30 years, just imagine where we can go next.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield. It's the National Championships weekend and we have the third division final for you. It's the Glasgow Rocks second team against the Birmingham Phoenix. Daniel Rutledge and Jojo Ratner bringing you the call. JJ, these two teams battle hard to get here and now they've got their chance to get their hands on some silverware.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Let's hope that the standard continues as it left off yesterday. We started off yesterday with that fantastic junior final, followed by the Prem final. These two teams on paper look evenly matched to me, so it's going to be hard to call which of them might come out on top in the end.
Well, they got through the semi-finals yesterday. Glasgow beating High Rollers by 5 points, and the Phoenix winning by 13-48-35 over the Cardiff Met Archers. Here's the Rocks lineup for today's game, and JJ, who have you got your eye on?
Well, a veteran player really, number 24 Gary Davidson, who I'm ashamed to say started playing before me and continues to play long after I stopped playing.
Go.
Yesterday against the High Rollers semi-final, he pulled down 16 points, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. He was ably assisted by number 22 Austin McKenzie, who had 15 points and 6 rebounds, but the team shot 36%, which sounds a bit low, but the Birmingham Phoenix in their semi-final only shot 39%, so which tells me maybe they're evenly matched.
Well, let's have a look at the Phoenix lineup, and what are you making of this team?
Well, again, they're led by their player coach Robert Smith, who yesterday in their semi-final against Cardiff Met Archers, he pulled down 18 points and 22 rebounds, so a player to watch out for, big tall player, dangerous anywhere in and around the key. Number 23 Mahbub Hussain, who in the semi-final had 10 points and 3 assists. He's also a veteran of this team. And watch out for the veteran of all veterans, number 7 Mark Agar, who didn't contribute points-wise but has a lot of experience. He had 4 assists yesterday in the semi, so they're a very experienced team just with those 3 players alone.
Well, teams having their last little words of encouragement from the coaches before they make their way out onto court to start this Div 3 final. And the Rocks will start with Cassels, Hurd, McKenzie, Davidson and Reed, and the 5 they'll be going up against for Birmingham, Agar, the 2 Smiths, Erdley and Hussain.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Third division final here at
And we're ready to go for the start of this final. Davidson and Ryan Smith to get us underway. And tipped down, and straight away Hussain is through. Well, an easy chance there that he's not taken to get the first points on the board.
Clearly a well-rehearsed tip-off play there. Hussain unable to convert.
Here's Davidson. Got a little room on the baseline. Shot doesn't go. Phoenix with the rebound. Looking to get out on the break is Smith. And once again, transition very good. And a nice spin in off the glass for Mark Agar.
Yeah, nice little assist there from Rob Smith. Just threaded the eye of the needle with that pass, didn't he? Nice finish by Agar.
And they've managed to get to the basket on the opening 2 plays. There's a foul in there, will that count? And the referee just signaling to the table that the basket is good. So bonus chance here for Reed from the free throw line.
Yeah, nice little offside cut there from Reed. Mahbub Hussein's going to have to get a chair on him a lot earlier on the weak side if he's going to stop those cuts.
Gordon Reed unable to convert the 3-point play, but I'm sure he'll be feeling much better about himself, having not made a single shot in the semi-final yesterday. He had a load of rebounds, but couldn't get the ball in the hole, and he's got his first one to go down here in the final. Here's Smith. Smith takes the shot, no good from Julius Smith. McKenzie pushing it forward. Knocked away by Ryan Smith. It'll be an end-line ball to the Rocks.
Well, both teams look evenly matched, more or less speed-wise. You'd say that Glasgow Rocks probably have the height advantage. See if they can make it count.
David's a nice pass into Reed. That one just bobbles out, but it came off Julius Smith last, so it will be a Rocks possession with the new 14.
So already Gordon Reed causing problem inside the key when he's cutting from the weak side.
Hurd. Has it knocked loose? Ball is free. Smith chasing it. He's got to keep it in bounds. He does. And the Phoenix looking to break away again. Agar dumping it off to Smith. Good ball movement from Birmingham, and it ends up in 2 points, but nice passing from the Phoenix.
Yeah, nice little team basket there. Everybody played their part, didn't they?
Hussein on the end of it. Hurd at the top of the key, zipping one into Reed, out to Davidson. He certainly got the size to take that shot. The same with the defensive rebound.
That's his little sweet spot down on the left there. Gary Davidson prefers to go off the glove usually.
Hussein trying to weave his way through the lane. Kicks it out to Agar. Back to Hussein. Shot clock down to 6. Good pass from Hussein. But Reed with the defensive board.
Nice pass in there from Hussein. Early unable to decide whether to go glass or straight in.
Well, they have moved the ball well in the opening 3 minutes, Birmingham. Offensive foul is the call against Cassell.
Yeah, both back wheels off the floor, out of control. Referee had no choice.
Substitution for the Rocks. McCaffrey coming in. Hurd getting a break here 3 minutes in. Looking for options. Back to Julia Smith. Off the mop, nearly gets her own rebound. Reed eventually coming down with it for the Rocks.
Yeah, relatively easy shot there, missed by Rob Smith.
Off the mark from Davidson, but second chance opportunity for the Rocks, which is taken by Cassell.
Yeah, Cassell's there, not blocked out, and that little bit of extra height for Glasgow Rocks.
Thrown out long, Agar breaking away. Lovely pass from Smith, and Agar finishes the lay-in.
Nice play. Mark Agar there, just breaking that press by getting over quickly.
Davidson from the free throw line. Smith with the rebound again. Out to Hussein. Look at the speed, change of pace. Pass was a little behind. Up
from Mahbub Hussein.
Oh, coming from behind is Smith, and there's a foul called in there, but before the shots, it'll be an end-line ball.
Yeah, Rob Smith feels a little bit hard done by there. I'm not going to disagree with the referee. I already owe Chris Stainton an apology for questioning one of his calls yesterday, which I got wrong.
Well, it wasn't on Smith, it was on Agar, so he didn't at least get the foul called against him, but the Rocks tie the game up at 6.
Nice little finish that was.
Agar. Early. Inside to Smith, but he'd been camping out there. 3-second violation, the call.
Yeah, Glasgow persevering with a little full court press at the early stages here. So you'd have thought that for Birmingham that Agar and Hussein should be able to profit from that a little bit faster than the other guys.
Well, we have seen that in the early stages, but we're still tied at 6. They lined that up about 3 times. Well, a fast outlet, a little too fast for anybody there.
Yeah, Rob Smith thought Mahbub Hussein was away there, but he'd been blocked ably and usefully by McCaffrey there.
Davidson inside to Reed. Smith with the rebound. Out to Hussein. Hussein trying to get down the sideline and runs out of room. It's going to be a Rocks ball. It was right in front of us. He had a little glance at the referee. Not sure what he was looking for.
Yeah, ref got that perfectly right. Mahbub Hussain just running out of space there. Good defense, if anything.
Davidson, a long time to think about that one. Ran it right down to the 1 second mark. And again, the Phoenix looking in transition and looking very effective in transition and laying in another 2.
Yeah, it's only a 2-point lead, but I don't know how effective this press actually is with the likes of Agar and Hussain on court.
Davidson, shot doesn't go. Well, on the stats, they have points off fast break, and they've given all 8 of Birmingham's points, and could well be 10 if Hussain can haul that one in. He's pushing as hard as he can, but it was just out of his reach. And a timeout now called by the Rocks, and I do wonder if they're going to try and say, well, let's actually get back first and then play some defense rather than trying to push up. Because as you rightly point out, when they're in the open court, they're pretty effective, the Phoenix.
Yeah, especially as we were saying before with Hussain and Agar, who they're a little bit quicker actually than the average Glasgow Rocks player. So they are getting over half court quite easily and getting layups off the press. I think the problem for Glasgow Rocks is that they're worried about the inside presence of Rob Smith. When he gets anywhere in and around the key, you know, he's usually quite devastating. So I think they're trying to keep him away from that as much as possible by putting on this little press.
Well, they have managed to get it to him in the lane a couple of times. He's missed one shot and he got called for a 3-second violation as the ball came to him on the other. But, well, it's pick your poison, isn't it? And at the minute, the press hasn't really helped them too much. We'll see if there's a change coming out of this timeout that was called by Coach Jen Scally.
Yeah, Glasgow probably need to convert a bit better. Gary Davids has taken 5 or 6 shots so far. Not quite found his range in his day. One of the more deadlier shooters in the British game.
7, in fact, he is. 0 for 7. And here he is with a chance to make that 1 for 8, and he does right on cue.
Well, 7 sighters, and he gets the 8th one in.
Ties the game up at 8 here, 7 minutes in, and just a little pause as Sam Eardley is helped back up.
Not really being helped, is he?
No, I was just, got there in the end. And Julia Smith got a little pinch of the finger as well from the wheel there. Early. Oh, dropped by Agar, but Phoenix able to keep it. Little glance at the clock, sees 7 on the shot clock. Fires up, mid-range shot, doesn't go. Reed is out in front. Oh, that pass is a little ahead of him. Can he get there? Yes, he can. And he stays in bounds. Great work. And it looked like it was going to be a turnover, but ends up being 2 points for Mackenzie.
Yeah, what great hustle there by Reed. A little bit too much English on the ball, wasn't there when initial pass, but he worked so hard to keep that in and feed it in. Good work.
Nice pass. Agar in there again. Can't add to his 6 points. Smith. Cross court it goes, ball bouncing about. Still nobody got it. Phoenix have to fire here. Does Hussain see the shot clock? He wasn't able to do anything about it in a 24-second violation against Birmingham.
Yeah, scrappy little offense there. A couple of errors in passing. Julius Smith really should have hit Robert Smith inside there. He's a big enough target.
Here's McCaffrey for the Rocks. Well, they've left Davidson open. Smith got there a little bit too late, but there's one guy you don't want to help off, and that's him.
No, that's right. That's bread, butter, and dripping for him. Little glass shot off the 45.
Hussein looking to go around the baseline. Nice work with Smith, and it leaves him. Oh, those are the ones that you expect to go in.
Yeah, those are the ones that are going to need to go in.
Good work. The play so well to get him the shot as well. Davidson trying to shoot over Smith. Not easy to do. Ball bobbling about. Rocks get it back. Davidson, has he got enough on that pass? He has, and Castles is able to finish it off.
And there again we see the Glasgow team with that little bit of extra height. They're able to just post up and always get a mismatch whenever they want.
Rocks opening up a 6-point lead, biggest of the game so far with a minute to play in the quarter. Will that count? I think it will, and he'll go to the line for the bonus. Well, he signaled to the table 2 shots. Can't be 2 shots because it's not team fouls unless they count the basket. Yes, it is, yes. Referees had that clarified with the table. The basket is good, and it is a 3-point play opportunity for Robert Smith.
Finally, he got to convert one inside.
Rims out on the bonus shot. Inside the final minute we go with the 4-point Rocks lead as they bring the ball forward. Deflected away by Rob Smith and out of bounds for a Rocks ball halfway through the shot clock.
Make note that Ryan Alexander has come on to give Gary Davidson a bit of a breather just towards the end of this quarter.
Well, it's change of the call there, and Phoenix are going to get the ball.
I'm not questioning any referee calls today, Dan.
Hussein lobs it into Smith. They've got 2 players to make it difficult for him, and he can't convert.
Not quite got his eye in yet, Rob Smith.
And again, another beautiful pass to find Cassell's down in the low block, and he makes no mistake.
It's again that little bit of height difference coming into play.
Shot clock is switched off. 13 seconds for Phoenix to try and get the final score of this opening period. There you go to Hussein. Tosses it towards the basket, but Hurley's able to keep that in bounds, and there's only a couple of seconds, and the Rocks aren't going to get close enough to heave. And we're at the end of the first quarter here in this Division 3 final, and the score is the Glasgow Rocks seconds 16, Birmingham Phoenix 10. And really the key to this game so far has been in the paint. When they've got their chances down that end of the floor, the Rocks have taken them, and the Phoenix haven't really, when Smith's got in and around the basket, taken enough of them.
Yeah, that's right. They've had some opportunities inside, haven't they? Birmingham with Rob Smith, but he's not quite been able to convert. Maybe a bit fatigued from yesterday's exertions in the semi-final. But yeah, the Rocks have taken advantage of their size difference, and Phoenix have been relying on the speed of Agar and Hussein to get some easy baskets for them in transition. But they really need to convert more inside. It's been a bit of a scrappy game, I think. Some handling errors, some passing errors, which obviously don't help. But that seems to be the pattern of the game.
Well, you feel if Phoenix defensively, when they were getting the stops early on, that allowed them to grab the loose ball and get out in transition. And the problem has come when the Rocks were actually scoring. It slows that transition down, and they haven't been able to convert in the half quarters regularly.
Yeah, that's right. Their ball movements probably isn't quite as good as Birmingham, who move the ball more, just haven't been able to convert. Whereas the Rocks, if they can get rebounds, they're no slouches by any means. Reed's very quick. He's been down the court a couple of times now in transition.
Two teams making their way back out onto court. Possession arrow favouring the Scottish side. So they will get the ball from the half.
A couple of subs by the Birmingham team as Hussein and Smith take a rest. On come Lee Woodward and Vasilios Takis to replace them. See what effect that has.
10 minutes on the clock and we can get this second period underway. Davidson lobs inside. It was a good idea, but just unable to grab hold of it was McKenzie. Hurdley. Smith, this time he gets so close to the basket, there's no chance of missing.
Yeah, good pushing there from Rob Smith. Got himself into a nice position. Easy shot.
Cuts the gap down to 4. Davidson takes the shot himself off the glass, and they really have to do a better job of getting a hand in his face because he's going to make those all game.
Yeah, he is. He's got a close rapport with back shots, as Gary Davidson over the years. Man and boy, really. Irritating play to try and mark.
Smith again in the paint. This time they got a hand out towards him, but a little bit too much. And the foul is called to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, he's getting into those positions now regularly, is Rob Smith. Just needs to convert. They need a few more three-point plays from him, really, down in the paint.
Off the back of the iron from the first free throw as he's looking to try and chip into this 6-point Rocks lead. Second one is good. Davidson orchestrating things for his team. Again, he takes the shot this time at the top of the key. Smith with the rebound. Takis looking for options, goes back to Hurdley. Again, trying to get it towards Smith, and Davidson knew the ball was coming. He couldn't quite see it, but he was able to deflect it away.
Yeah, again, that pass was way short.
Birmingham ball from the end. 6 on the shot clock. Smith ticking down. He's going to have to let this one fly. Does he see the clock? I don't think he does. And a 24-second violation, and he has a little look at the bench and say somebody needs to shout that.
Yeah, it really is. It's all very well. Players on court should be aware of the shot clock, especially whoever's got the ball, but the bench has their part to play in this.
Well, they've trapped Smith down the other end, but it's taken 3 of them to do that. Now they've balanced the numbers up 4 on 4. And Reed is keeping Smith occupied down the far end of the court. Not able to profit from it. And here's Agar now. It's 2 on 1 the other way, and Smith, that's the only drawback with keeping him trapped down that end of the floor. He's there to finish off the layup.
Yeah, and he's got a lot more room to work with. Nice pass there for Mark Agar. You saw the experience, didn't make any mistake with that.
Davidson ducks past Smith, tries to bank one in, and a chance again for Birmingham in the open court. Woodward forward to Agar. They've recovered well, the Rocks. Agar's got space all the way to the basket, Oh, he's missed that one. He hasn't missed too many of them so far in this game.
Yeah, Rob Smith made the nice little cut, diagonal cut, which opened up the paint for Mark Agar, but unable to convert.
Well, they didn't get the ball across the halfway line in time. Glasgow called for an 8-second violation. I'm not quite sure who that was to, but it was in the hands of Reed, and he's got the speed to get away from the defence and lay it in off the glass and stretch the lead back up to 5.
Yeah, nice play there from Gordon Reed. Just saw that pass coming. Poor pass that it was. End to end.
Cross-court pass to Takis. Italy from the top of the key. Rocks get the ball back. Double substitution for the Rocks. In fact, they're going to have that in a moment's time because, first of all, timeout has been called by the Phoenix. They trail by 5 here with 6:35 to go here in this second quarter.
Problems still being caused for Birmingham. They've got problems to solve, haven't they? Now that Glasgow are getting out on the break a little bit as well. Gordon Reed, no slouch. He's getting up in transition quite well. Just had a steal and a conversion a little while ago. But it's the size difference that's really making the difference here. And as we see Rob Smith instructing his team as to how they might solve that problem.
Well, this is always the challenge of a player coach. You've got to go out there, especially one as influential on the court as he is. As soon as he goes into the timeout, he's then got to catch his breath and fire out the instruction to the team.
Yeah, it's a thankless task really being a player coach, especially as you quite rightly pointed out. If you're one of the more influential players on the court, it's really hard to see often where things are going wrong and what you could do to rectify that.
Here we go then to get us back underway. Hurd inbounds to Alexander, the 2 substitutes who just come into the game before that timeout. Reed in the corner. Back to Hurd at the free throw line. Lobs it down low. This is a pass that they've been quite profitable with so far, but Smith doing a good job to make that shot difficult. Agar. Lobbing it towards Smith. It's a good pass. He's fouled. And we'll shoot another 2.
Yeah, nice pass there. Saw very early in the play, didn't he, where Smith was going to be and launched it up there.
It's the 3rd time today that Rob Smith has been at the free throw line. He's now up to 2 of 4. He might chase down his own rebound here. He's quick off the mark, and they get a new 14. Oh, Agar wasn't looking, and the pass was behind him.
Well, yeah, just another one of those errors. It's not the first. I dare say it won't be the last. A bit more eye contact needed when you're making passes. It's a simple thing.
8th turnover of the game by the Phoenix. That pass is a little far in front. Did well there, Hurd, to get there and scoop that ball up. Davidson, even from the low angle, he still managed to kiss it in off the window.
Well, that was a ridiculous shot, wasn't it? That defied the laws of geometry as far as I could see.
Didn't look like it was possible to bank it in from there, but somehow he did. Phoenix trying to work it to Smith inside. Hands in front and behind and all around. He might get a second chance. Good work from Agor to keep it alive. Smith can't convert though, but they'll get a third go at it as it bounced off a Rock's hand.
Yeah, well, that first shot that Rob Smith missed was difficult. You'd expect him to hit it, but when he got the rebound, that was a much easier shot. He's got to start hitting those if they're going to pull back this 6-point deficit.
Oh, nice little inbound play. Doesn't get the points though. Midway through the second period, Rocks with a 6-point lead, possession of the ball as well. Davidson, well, Julius Smith on the bench was screaming, get out to the shot, and nobody did. Didn't hit the ring, so no reset of the shot clock. It needs to go up, and it goes in as well from McKenzie.
Is Davidson going to claim that as an assist, do you think? Didn't hit the ring, as a score off it. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I think that's a generous statistician, gives him that one.
Stretching it.
Adler's going to fire up from about 16 feet. Kenzie throws it out to Davidson, trying to get it to Reed, deflected out of bounds for a Glasgow possession. Hussein and Smith checking back into the game for Birmingham. McKenzie gets the shot off, rebound pulled in by Smith. Out to Hussein, he's trying to get down the sideline, manages to do it with a little help from Agol. Hussein jumping it back, the no-look pass to Agol is slightly ahead of him, but able to keep it in. Late in the shot clock now for the Phoenix, and thrown away. Well, they've done a good job. It's going to be another 8-second violation, is it? No, just got that one away in time. Could only have been half a second to spare there. McKenzie moves it on. Castles has it ripped away by Smith.
Early there was protesting to the referee for 3-second call when he should have been defending and protesting afterwards, really. He's looking a bit frustrated with himself. He's the number 17 for the Phoenix, Sam Eardley, having missed that shot. Yeah, Julius Smith-Jed just knocking him off the block there. He wasn't going to let him have that shot. They do favour that little low post shot, don't they, Glasgow? Well, it's been pretty effective for them so far. Here's Davidson. Again, off the glass for another 2. He's in double figures now with 10. Well, he started off slowly, missed his first 7. He's warming up now, no doubt about it. Nice pass to Julius Smith off the glass. Rob Smith with the rebound. Well, they're just not converting underneath, are they, Birmingham at the moment? As we see Mark Agar make a sneaky little steal there. Gives them another chance. Yeah, it feels like all their points in the paint have been in transition. Agar fires it up from the elbow, and that's good for 2. Nice play there from Mark Agar, a bit of individual brilliance. Read the play well, stole the ball, took the right space, took the right shot. 26-18 the score, 2:05 to go. And Ronnie Castle's back up on his wheels. It looked like he took a bit of a bang there as he
went over, but he is okay to carry on. Reed cutting through the lane. It goes back to Hurd, who drops it. Can he recover? Yes, he can. A swarm of Birmingham players around him, but he keeps it alive. And Davidson misses. Ball is loose. Castles has it. And batted away by Smith off the hands of the Glasgow number 5. So it will be a Birmingham possession. Here comes the same for the Phoenix, trying to cut into this 8-point deficit with 90 seconds to go in the first half. Great pass. Underneath is Smith, but his own teammate got in his way and they ended up getting called for a 3-second violation.
Yeah, he'd set a nice little curl, had Eardley there for Smith, but then wasn't able to get out of the key in time to allow Smith to take a shot. Unfortunate.
Davidson's shot finds the bottom of the net.
Well, they're going to have to start jumping him hard, I think, making him dribble, because at the moment they're just leaving him time to sit behind the screen and take shots.
12 points now for him. Double-figure lead for the first time. I think that was an out of bounds. I think Julia Smith must have come over the baseline as she caught that ball. Just under a minute to go here, and Jen Scally is going to call a timeout with her team leading by 10, looking to draw something up here for the final 56 seconds, get themselves a score and a stop, maybe 2 scores, try and blow this out to a 14, 15-point lead before the break.
Yeah, I mean, a 10-point lead already is quite significant. Jen Scully's going to be happy with the way her team's performed. We find that Gary Davidson particularly is able to just get behind screens. There's no hard jumping from the Birmingham team. They're going to have to start thinking of other strategies, Birmingham, in order to try and change the pattern of the game, which has been that Davidson's been allowed to sit behind screens and make passes, or more often make shots. They're going to have to find a way of changing that to claw back this 10-point deficit, which could prove to be significant even now.
Well, Davidson started out 0 of 7 in shooting. He's made 6 of the 11 since then. And well, once that first one went in, you're right, they haven't quite got enough pressure on him. And he's had a long time to line these shots up.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to have to make him make other decisions other than just, do I have a pass? No, I'm just going to bank it in. It's too easy.
Oh, here he is again. A little trapped out by the 3-point line. Gets the screen late in the shot clock, so he has to take it. Agar with the rebound.
But again, you see there Julia Smith backing off him when she should have been going towards him.
Here's Hussein. Oh, there's a lane to the basket. They lost him for a second and he made them pay.
Addictive miscalculation there by Gordon Reed. Little press going on here from Birmingham in the last seconds of this quarter.
Final 10 seconds. Smith gets a little deflection on it. Can Birmingham get one more shot off? They've got 5 seconds to get down court. He gets it to Smith. He's going to have to hook it from the halfway line. Oh, so very nearly on the buzzer from Smith. That would have made the scoreline look a lot different at the half. But a good final minute from the Phoenix, although it is at half-time 28-20 in favor of the Rocks. And, well, they've been good value in this first half.
Yeah, I think they made the most of the weapons that they have at their disposal, particularly Gary Davidson and that little bit of extra height over Birmingham Phoenix. Whereas the Phoenix, I don't think, have made the most of it. They've had their opportunities, to be fair. Rob Smith had a slow start, but he did start to get into the areas where he likes to score from, and they haven't converted well. They've done pretty well on the break. They've moved the ball. It's been a bit of a scrappy game, as you'd expect. This is Div 3 final, so you know that's to be expected to some degree. But yeah, Birmingham offensively just haven't converted well enough, and in defence they haven't applied enough pressure until that last play that they defended against Gary Davidson a bit further out than they have been.
Well, we're at the break here at the English Institute for Sport in Sheffield. It's the Glasgow Rocks 28, the Birmingham Phoenix 20. We're going to take a little pause. We'll be right back with you in about 12 minutes' time.
if they're going to get this 8-point lead back down.
I think the other thing for the Phoenix is they had 6 points from fast break as their first 6 points of the game. They've only had 4 since then. They look. Julia Smith at the half court trying to get it across to Hussein. They've defended that well there, the Rocks. They've also trapped Rob Smith at the other end of the court. Julia Smith from the free throw line gets a nice little wedge off the backboard to drop in.
Well, she's doing a good job in this third quarter, is Julia Smith, getting in there. A couple of baskets to her name.
Still a 6-point Rocks lead, and they've managed to get some easy looks here in this third quarter.
Well, yeah, without Erdely and Agar on court, they're not quite as mobile, although at the other end they are getting in. But it does mean that Glasgow are getting easier looks, as you say, Dan.
Well, once again, Reed trying to keep Rob Smith away from the action. This time he's called for a foul. It's his second. Saying working with Woodhouse, turns back out to Ruth Smith, and a 3-second violation is called.
Yeah, Woodhouse there, his back wheel didn't leave the key despite the pivot. Good call from the referee, well spotted. The referee's friend today.
Castles again, he's got in that position quite a lot today, and he's been very effective. That's his 5th made shot of the game. He's into double figures with 10.
Yeah, I think Birmingham are going to have to change up here. They're going to have to do something, bring some other personnel on, perhaps a timeout, because leads up to 10. It's becoming a bit too easy for Glasgow to score.
Julia Smith, can she get her own rebound? Not quite. And Rocks will get possession back.
Yeah, she's done a good job of attacking the centre there, Julia Smith. She goes off and is replaced by Erdely. Did a good job.
Reed, and again another good pass. McKenzie for once misses. He's been so effective down there, but a turnover again by the Phoenix gives the ball right back to the Rocks. That's their 16th turnover of the game.
Yeah, that's poor really by these standard 16 turnovers.
Well, if it was a game total, you might just about live with it, but with 13 minutes to go, it's too many.
Yeah, quite right.
5 on the shot clock for the Rocks. Lobbed into Reed. Davidson. Lovely shot. Quick glance at the referee as well to wonder if he could go to the free throw line, but what he has done is stretch the gap to 12, biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, turns back the clock there. Gary Davidson, wonderful shot, but we heard the communication from the Glasgow bench. They let their players on court know there was 5 seconds left.
Smith trying to get free in the lane. Good touch pass on to Hussein. Offensive rebound from Woodhouse, and he's able to get some second chance points for his team.
Good work there from Woodhouse. Under pressure from Gary Davidson, but still manages to lay it in.
They're keeping Woodhouse away, so it's 4 on 4, and now Reed comes to make it 5 on 4 briefly. Reed, good pass inside, and little foul from behind on the floor by Woodward. Rocks with a 10-point lead. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Foul called as Smith tried to make that hard work. He's got some great position here today, Austin McKenzie, and this time he'll go to the free throw line.
Not sure what Woodward was doing in that last phase of defense. He was lamenting the fact that a foul had been.
Let's see, they take it. McKenzie getting his points, very efficient for his 13. And the top scorer, Davidson, gets his medal. And now Gary Davidson is going to get the little memento that shows that for 2019, the Glasgow Rocks are the third division champions. He comes to the middle of his team and he hoists it aloft. And worthy winners, the Glasgow Rocks. Well, it's been a good start to the day here in Sheffield, and it's the Glasgow Rocks who are the champions, but the finals come thick and fast. We've got the second division final coming up in about 25 minutes time, so be with us for that one. But for right now, congratulations to the Glasgow Rocks, third division champions for 2019. So join us very shortly for the second division final. We'll see you very soon. Goodbye.